Me and my sister live very disconnected lives. We live in two different countries. She's Malaysian, she's Muslim. She has a very different view of the world. I'm Australian, I'm gay, and I have a very different view of the world. Both of us have really busy lives. She's got a career in Malaysia, I've got my career in Australia.
Welcome.
Now I'm seeing her for the first time since quite some time. I mean, I don't really know my sister fully. We're still getting to know each other.
Except for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
I think with this trip, I want my sister to be able to fill in the gaps, because that's what I see my role as filling in the gaps for her, because she didn't know Mum and didn't grow up with Mum. She's going to be able to see Mum's life in Australia.
The last time I was in Melbourne, I suppose it's about 15 years ago. Coming back here again for the second time, I feel like I'm coming back home. So that makes me feel really happy. There's so many things that I want to know about Mom. Like, do I have the same behavior like she has? You know, for example, I always wash my hand all the time. So I was thinking, does she do the same thing, you know?
When I go back to Melbourne, it feels like going back in time. That house, Dad has stuck with that house since the 1970s.
The fireplace is still the same, everything's still the same, except this extension. This table is still the same.
My teenage bedroom is stuck in a time warp. It's exactly as I left it when I left home. It's got a lot of memories in that room because I grew up in the 1990s and it was the grunge era, and Mum had just died as well, and so it was a pretty important place for me.
My coming to Melbourne, like coming to her house, I just want to feel like how it is when I'm in the space where Mom used to live.
Hello. So this is the childhood home, as it is now. Dad's got all his photos of Mum on the shelf. This is.
I always wonder how she looks like. And then just now when I saw more photos around the house of her, and I say, oh my God, you know, yes, I do look like her. I can see me in her.
So how old is this album?
Okay, this album is 54 years old.
This one is amazing.
Yeah. She looks really cool.
Sitting on the back of the car.
Yeah.
She looks beautiful. She's stunning.
Yeah.
Mum grew up in the 1950s in Penang in northwest Malaysia, and her family was devoutly Catholic.
Every night we had to say our prayers. We had to kneel down and say our 10 Hail Marys with my mum.
When she was about 16, she met a young Muslim man, and she fell head over heels in love with this man. It was sacrilegious to be in love with somebody outside of your religion.
As soon as my mother found out about it, that was trouble, because we knew that if you married a Muslim, you would have had to convert to Islam.
And at the age of 19, she ran off with him and got married and didn't tell her family. But very early on in the marriage, there were cracks. He was very controlling and the signs started to show. Mum appeared to her family with a black eye, and that happened on a number of occasions.
And she would have been 8 months or 7.5 months pregnant. She was nursing the black eye.
Mum's family ordered Mum to Australia, where the rest of the family had migrated. I did not understand, because how can a mother leave her daughter behind in Malaysia? Dad came from Cambodia to Australia in the 1960s as an international student, and after a while he was looking for love. So he placed a personals ad in a Melbourne newspaper.
Looking for friendship. You know, like some girls are always looking for a man, for friendship long term. And for the man looking for a woman for long term.
She definitely looks very happy there, smiling.
Of course she's happy.
Yeah.
That's when we met.
You look so handsome there. So.
Oh, yeah, when we were young, very handsome. Handsome man.
Yeah, handsome man, yeah.
On their first date, they met under the clocks of Flinders Street Station.
We talked for a while, and then she mentioned that she had a child. She's very, honest.
Dad knew that Mum had left a daughter behind in Malaysia. I don't think he grasped, though, the scale of her devastation.
It was traumatic, and trauma does a lot to an individual. She probably relived that every day of her life, thinking about Simone.
When I was 6 years old, I was playing on the porch in the front yard with my Matchbox cars, and Mum comes out and says, "You have a half-sister in Malaysia." Just out of the blue. Mum dropped that on me like a bomb and then just walked back into the house. I was confused, but also a tiny bit angry, because there was this idea that I had to share Mum with this girl in a foreign land.
My grandmother used to tell me that my mom has passed away, that she's dead, she's no longer living. When my father marries another, after his divorce with mom, he only takes me on the weekends. So most of the time I'll be with my grandmother. So I'm always moving around. I felt that there's no permanent place that, okay, this is my place. This is where I belong. I think that's why I feel until now I don't feel like I belong. Not in any home that I've been, but not even in the country. I feel like I don't belong there. You know that my father used to say that, this is not you, this is another, this is another, I picked up you up.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No, so your dad told you that you were some abandoned child on the street. When Simone was growing up, she was taught that Mum was dead. And in 1984, Mum went to see her in her high school. The husband didn't know about it, and it was all in secret.
I don't know what to feel. I was speechless, in my mind I was thinking is this really her? Is this really my mom?
And at that meeting, Mum gave her an address in Melbourne that would keep them connected. And Mum said to her, please write to me.
I cannot reveal it to anyone that my mother came to the school to see me. The word that keeps on playing in my mind was, it's going to be dangerous, because if Daddy finds out, he's going to kill me. That was exactly what I was thinking. If I look back, when I was 6 years old, I had my first beating. My dad doesn't use his hand to slap me, but he always uses his belt.
The beatings, the lying. I had no idea that some of those things were happening because I was so far away.